Subject: Victor Creed, Sabretooth, a predator forged through mutation, brutality, and a lifetime spent following the scent of blood. There are monsters in every world, but Creed is one of the few who chooses to be one. As a child, he survived the kind of abuse that breaks most people long before adulthood. His father tried to cure him by ripping the mutation out of him tooth by tooth. When that failed, Victor tore himself free by biting through his own hand. That act told the world everything it needed to know about who he would become. Pain didn't stop him. Pain educated him. He drifted from war zone to war zone, selling his violence to the highest bidder. Madripoor, Eastern Europe, Weapon X operations. Every report ends with a stack of bodies and Creed walking away without looking back. Teams that tried to control him never learned from the last massacre. They always assumed they were different. He proved them wrong every time. The single constant in his life is Wolverine. That bond, whatever shape it takes, defines Creed more than any mutation. Whatever binds them, blood, cloning, experimental history, doesn't matter when you see them collide. Their dynamic isn't rivalry, it's obsession. I saw the report from the incident in Canada where Creed stalked Logan's entire cabin perimeter for hours, leaving a ring of gutted wildlife as a message, not a threat, an invitation. It was his way of saying the hunt never ends, and they both know who has to play the prey. Studying him reminds me of Killer Croc, another creature driven by hunger and predation. But Croc retains a fractured sense of belonging, a dim spark of humanity buried underneath the mutation. Creed lost that spark a long time ago, or maybe he never had it. With him, the distinction doesn't matter. He operates like an apex predator that learned how to talk, and that makes him something far worse than a brute. It makes him a thinking animal who understands the value of pain, the weight of fear, and the satisfaction of tearing hope out of a body before the life leaves it. Creed's physical output exceeds most enhanced humans I've profiled. Muscle density, recovery rate, and sensory acuity are all far beyond ordinary limits. Strength readings suggest he can tear through reinforced steel with minimal strain. I've reviewed surveillance from Madripoor. He lifted a 2-ton vehicle during pursuit, using it as a shield before throwing it back. His reflexes operate close to animal precision, reaction time measured at roughly 20 milliseconds. His healing factor is near instant. Wounds close seconds after impact, sometimes faster. I've seen similar traits in Logan, but Creed's regeneration is less refined, more feral. He heals, but not cleanly. Scars form, then vanish, like the body keeps rewriting itself. His claws are retractable, razor sharp, capable of piercing most body armor. Combined with his strength and aggression, close-quarters combat becomes attrition warfare. He doesn't fight to win. He fights until the other side stops moving. I've run simulations. Anyone without enhanced durability or regeneration won't last 30 seconds against him unassisted. Tactically, Creed isn't mindless. He's impulsive, but his instincts function like a strategy engine. He tracks scent, heart rate, and fear response. Once he locks onto a target, distance doesn't matter. The scent of adrenaline alone can draw him in from half a mile. For conventional operatives, lethal engagement is the only outcome. Non-lethal takedown is nearly impossible without high-impact tranquilizers or power-nullifying tech. Contingency plan. Subject designated threat level 3. Creed's regenerative factor is exceptional, but not flawless. Rapid cryogenic cooling can slow his cellular repair long enough to create brief openings. Temperature shock isn't a solution, it's an opportunity. The key is timing the strike while his healing lags behind the injury. His endurance increases during prolonged combat. The longer he fights, the stronger he becomes. Engagement must be short and surgical. High-impact strikes aim to interrupt his rhythm rather than overpower it. Every second of delay increases his advantage. His senses are acute: smell, hearing, motion. They can be turned against him. Masking agents, decoy sound patterns, and fluctuating scent trails can disorient his tracking. Once he loses a trail, he hesitates, and hesitation is rare in Creed. Regeneration complicates containment. Standard tranquilizers and bleed agents lose effect within seconds of tissue repair. To counter subjects like Creed, I've developed a molecular destabilizer, codename Hemlock. It fractures regenerative sequences at the cellular level, forcing the healing factor to turn against itself. The prototype neutralized Solomon Grundy during an Arkham breach, though only temporarily. Against Creed, deployment would require precision, delivered intravenously or through deep tissue impact rounds. These are the fractures he leaves exposed. They won't end him, but they can stop him long enough to protect others. And that's all the victory this kind of threat allows. Batman out.